Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Space Mike, and we are about to play some Kerbal Space Program today, and it's gonna be awesome! Alright, so, first of all, I just wanted to kind of show off what I've already done in this game, because I've been playing this game for over a year now, and I absolutely love it. Now I have software to be able to record myself playing this, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun to be doing this. So first of all, I have this constellation of 6 satellites of ComSats, and I have this mod. There's a whole community of players of this game who develop their own modifications to this game, and one of them is this ability, this plugin, to have what the plugin is called Remote Tech, and what it does is gives your satellites and manned spacecraft communication with Mission Control Center. And if you have an unmanned spacecraft, it has to be in constant contact with Mission Control, or you can't fly the spacecraft. Like if you're out in the middle of space somewhere and you're trying to do a maneuver, if you're not in contact with Mission Controls, then you're not going to be able to fire your engines or do anything, even if you have the fuel and the electricity for it. So that's just kind of a cool little added feature that I like about it. And then I have these 2 space stations in orbit. I have a Mercury station here. Let's go check that out first. With this space station, I gave my Mercury program a destination. Instead of flying in orbit a couple of times and then splashing back down in the ocean, why not give them a place to stay, and those Mercury capsules will stay there permanently. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights so you can see this space station here. I'm obviously in the shadow of Kerbin, which is the analog for Earth. And you can see I have these Mercury spacecraft right here, and these spacecraft are my Mercury that flew in space, of course. And then I have these 2 small space station modules that I guess would be comparable to like the Leonardo or Donatello, or not Donatello, but the logistics modules that they used to fly on the space shuttle, and one of them is permanently attached to the space station now. So I have these small space station modules attached in this 6-port connector module that everything's attached to, and then at the end of it I have this fuel tank that can be detached with some radial rocket engines to raise and lower my orbit. And then I've already begun my Gemini program, and I have a Gemini spacecraft here, although you can't see it very well. With this Gemini spacecraft, it's the head or the pilot seat of this whole space station. So that's the Gemini 1. And I'm going to have lots more for the Gemini program and have follow-on stuff. And it's a little bit different than the regular Gemini. Instead of the main engine right there, I included more RCS fuel and a docking port to be able to dock with this space station. And once I've exhausted all the fuel in this fuel tank, which there's quite a bit left still, then I'm going to join it with a Russian space station or put it in orbit around the moon or something. I haven't decided what I want to do with it yet, but the possibility is there for whatever I do want to do with it once this is spent and that docking port is available. And then I have this other space station. Let's go back to my space center and go to it this way. So I've started Salyut 1, and there's a really awesome mod out there by Bobcat that does the whole Soyuz space program. Oh no, excuse me, this isn't the Bobcat mod. I'm going to have to put a link in the description below because I don't remember who it was that did it, but it's the Cosmos mod. And with this Cosmos mod, it comes with all the different modules and ports and everything for the whole Salyut program and TKS spacecraft. So this is my Salyut 1. I've made several modifications to it. I put the standard docking ports instead of the Russian docking ports there, and I have 4 docking ports in this kind of central module, which the Salyut 1 did not have. My whole thing is that imagine if these programs that happened back in the 50s, 60s, 70s started happening today. Like, that's why I built a space station for my Mercury program to go to. And with this Salyut program, I have an idea for what I want to do with these docking ports. I'm not going to reveal what that is yet, but I'm thinking that this might be able to attach to the Mercury station once that fuel stage has been completely spent, and be the first like international space station. But many programs before the International Space Program actually was started in real life. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building some spacecraft to start going to the Salyut program. And for Salyut 1 here, I have 6 ports available. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my Mission Control Center, and we're going to start building a spacecraft to go to it. And that spacecraft is going to be the Soyuz spacecraft. And the Bobcat Soyuz mod, Soviet mod, has all of that sort of stuff to do that. He already has a pre-built Soyuz spacecraft, and I'm going to go with the older version of the Soyuz that he has here. And we're going to make a couple modifications to it. So first I'm going to take off these shroud covers, and I'm going to start making a couple changes to this thing. So the first thing that I want to do is to be able to add a few different capabilities to this thing. So it's already got, you know, RCS fuel, some solar panels, probably a little bit of guidance control, but I'm going to add a little bit more guidance control first. I'm going to replace this docking port, even though it's a cool docking port and it's the one that originally came with it. I want to replace it with a standard docking port, which fits perfectly. Awesome. So here I am, and what I want to do is I want to rendezvous with Salyut 1. So I'm going to go ahead and set that as my target, I'm going to go ahead and speed up time a bit to get in position a little bit more for Salyut 1 here. So I'm going to let it kind of speed up a bit in its orbit. Love time warp. Okay, that's way too much. Probably just enough though. So I'm going to go ahead and throttle up all the way. I'm going to launch this thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Heck yeah! Alright, so this is the Soyuz spacecraft, the Soyuz rocket, which is probably one of my favorite rockets. And Bobcat is such an awesome person for making this modification. So this is my Soyuz program that I'm going to be doing, which is going to be an orbital. There we have the separation of my external boosters, and things are still going awesome. Okay. Well, that wasn't a very smooth decoupling. Luckily nothing got too messed up. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a bit and get to apogee here. And then I'm going to fire this rocket as far as it possibly can and try to circularize myself so that I can rendezvous with the space station. I think this is probably a good point. Let's go ahead and do it right here. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of maneuvering and get myself in place and ready to dock. Okay. Alright. I have rendezvoused with the station. I still got a bit of fuel left in this stage, so I'm thinking I should use it. But first, I'm going to go ahead and deploy these solar panels, except I didn't do the action groups on it. I forgot to do that, so I'll just have to do them one at a time, which is fine. That's fine. I'm going to go into chase mode. Alright. Let's go ahead and angle ourselves towards the target. Alright, so we're going to dock this Soyuz spacecraft with the Salyut 1, and I'm going to use up the remaining fuel I have here and raise Salyut 1 to a higher orbit, because I've obviously proved that this Soyuz can reach the orbit with plenty of fuel left over, so I need to slow down. Oh no! Ah! At least I didn't collide with the target. Shoot, I haven't even been paying attention to how much fuel I have left. Luckily, I still have plenty. Nice. Alright. So my first Soyuz spacecraft is docked with the space station. I just wish that you could actually transfer crew to it, which you can't actually do. So maybe someday the Cosmos Station will have internals, and the crew can hang out inside of them and everything like that. But for now, this is cool, and I'm going to use the fuel that's remaining in here to propel this spacecraft somewhere. What we're going to try to do is we're actually going to try to get closer to the Mercury station. So let's raise our apogee to 250. There we go. Alright, I finally did it. Very good. Okay. Alright, looks good. Very, very good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn back on my SAS unit, which is working at full capacity. Alright, so I got my Salyut space station here with the Soyuz spacecraft attached to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this, I'm going to decouple it from here, and I'm going to couple it to one of these 4 nodes in the middle here before I bring in my next Soyuz spacecraft. But I think that before I do that, I'll bring a second Soyuz and attach it to this side, and then that way I start off with 2 kind of equal, I guess, capsules, so that the center of gravity is the same and I don't go into a spin when I'm not using it. Alright, so that's pretty awesome. mission accomplished for today, and we're going to have a little bit more Kerbal Space Program later. I'm going to look forward to playing more and more of this with you guys. So I'm going to be not sure when I'm going to do the next one, but I'm going to have Soyuz 2, 3, and 4 go to the Salyut space station, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and start raising the orbit of the Mercury station to possibly even outside of my ComSat orbit. So we'll see you guys next Kerbal Space Program, and hopefully I'll have an update soon about what's going on in the real world as well. So until then, thank you for watching, and ad astra, to the stars.